We are going to be reading for this Mercury retrograde in the sign of Cancer. So Cancer is a water sign. Cancer rules generational lineages. This is the matriarchy. This is your ancestors. This is the mother. This is the home. This is your feminine evolution. The archetype that you take on when it comes to your dark feminine. We are going to be reestablishing ourselves into society for multiple different reasons. The way that you interact with your feminine side is going to be expressed through your subconscious. If you are subconsciously responding to the world and it is very chaotic, you are going to feel chaotic. Your responses to life are going to be chaotic. Your experience in your internal world is going to be chaotic. So we want to address that and nourish the parts of our dark feminine that needs to be loved and accepted. At this very moment, we have Lilith in the sign of Sagittarius. So the feminine is going through its expansion, and that is going to be utilized. Through your birth chart, you can find what sign you have your Lilith placement in. You can go and start from your ascendant sign. You go ahead and go to astroseek.com, pull up your birth chart, look for your rising sign, and then your MC is going to be the 10th house. So this is going to be that reading. This is my framework. We are going to be addressing the identity of your ascendant sign. That is going to be the chart ruler. The planet that rules the sign of your ascendant sign is going to be your chart ruler. You're going to be utilizing that to inspire yourself to participate in your society with your dark feminine as your subconscious mind, and you want to use that from its highest state of consciousness. So let's begin. It was just thundering. I thought it was going to rain. I really, really wanted to hear what the thunder was going to say during these readings, but let's see if anything occurs. So the Two of Wands, we have Aries, we have Mars, we have the world, we have Earth, and we have sparks of inspiration. However you allow yourself to explore your internal world is going to be from something where you're constantly battling options. You have to see yourself as something valuable. In order for you to see growth, you have to challenge your perspective on what you used to believe. And what does it look like for this person to evolve? What does it look like for you to have new options for you to follow? And as we see, there's little sprouts of information coming off each branch. So you know that you have potential. But are you giving yourself enough space to bloom? Okay. You may not be taking this approach too fast. And again, you have decisions. You're constantly battling decisions where it's hard for you to make decisions. I'm starting to see that. It could be because you use other people as like a ideal state or destination that you're looking to evolve to. I think you need to go beyond that. The person that you're using to measure your success is limiting your potential. Whoever you compare yourself to is limiting your potential to evolve. As far as your perspective goes, what's possible is beyond the person that you hold at that level of success. Ooh. Yeah. And I could have seen it But I'm happy the card came out. You're looking at your qualities, you're looking at what you're able to produce on your own and still not seeing it as valuable. This is Taurus. You want to make sure that what you do believe can expand is worth having. Is it worth you seeing it evolve? Is it something that you feel is durable for an expansion, a transformation? Can you build upon it? And that right there, I don't know if you're able to believe in what you have. Now, the evolution story is supposed to see growth, and growth doesn't always look pretty, but it's something to admire. Each stage is extremely valuable to your journey. And if you don't allow yourself to see your skills as something valuable, you will never see resilience. The crown is in reverse. This is extremely limiting. I'm not sure if you know that you're cool, but I'll tell you you are for the sake of telling you. But you should be able to teach yourself why you're cool and have evidence behind that. And it doesn't need external validation for that to be valuable or considered valuable. Your subconscious is going to lead your beliefs. If you subconsciously devalue what you are capable of producing, you will always feel like you aren't adequate for anything. You're like, inadequacy is going to be like the root of your perspective on yourself. And that ascendant sign is supposed to show you that your aura is wrapped up in the energy that you perceive yourself as. Because if you look at external validation as truth, then this is what people perceive you as based on your ascendant sign. That is the beginning of the chart. It's the first house. So this is the identification. This is the self. This is the head. This is literally the actualization of self, is the ascendant sign. That's just like your crown being on the floor and you using a stick, and the smoke could just be the wind and dirt and gook. And this is what you really have, but you don't see it as valuable. Three of Pentacles. Somebody is evaluating whether or not it's valuable, but are you seeing it as valuable? This could be your ancestors giving you reasons why you're valuable. All right, so you're not speaking up for yourself. But the Knight of Wands is the impulsive nature of our subconscious, and it's in reverse, so it's not necessarily taking center stage. However, it could be brewing. I'm gonna give hope, so I'm gonna say it's brewing to make some moves. Okay. We have the Three of Cups and the Lovers. Allowing yourself to communicate effectively is starting to be based on external people. And I'm not going to take the Lovers as unite for a relationship or anything, but I will say that that battle between two things that I was talking about earlier could genuinely be the fact that you know exactly what you're capable of, and who you know yourself to be right now could be at oppositions, and it's like two opposite sides. And it could be a bit of contradiction if who you are versus who you want to be. You could have spoke bad on the goals that you want to have. You probably spoke bad on it years ago and talked down to it, minimized it, and now this is something that you're looking to go into, and you don't really feel like you've given yourself enough room to spread yourself and see what your options are. But you talking to other people may make you feel like, oh, this could be a good idea, but those other people aren't going to be there to validate whether what you're doing is right. And we have 10 of Pentacles. So if you do it by yourself, these people don't matter. I'm just going to say that right now there's portions of you where you could look at her face. Sorrows is a real thing. If you take center stage, despite whether your voice cracks or you allow yourself to breathe through your process, you're going to reach 10 of Pentacles. But it really does have to do with what you think about building a new relationship with yourself. If you believe that you can do it, then it'll happen. But the way that it happens is all based on what you believe subconsciously. And evaluating your subconscious is going to be done through meditation. And the thoughts that come up in meditation is going to navigate exactly how you feel about yourself. And reminding yourself that you are valuable is going to be how you get through that part. And the thing is, I led with the shadow self. I led with Lilith energy. I led with Sagittarius energy. I led with Scorpio nature. You are going to allow yourself to go through this one way or another. And it seems to be that you're doing this with other people. You're having external people go through this process with you. And those people are not always going to be there when times get hard. And you need to be able to make those decisions by yourself and rely on yourself. And self-discovery is a subjective experience. That's why it's called self-discovery. You may have agreements to portions of yourself that you have not admitted to other people, that you hold yourself accountable for, or you punish yourself for, or you don't allow yourself to fully feel because you aren't either proud of them, you're insecure about that, or you're not ready to admit it. So we are overcoming self-limiting beliefs, and how you're able to do that is to improvise and constantly challenge yourself through this internal battle. So at the bottom of the deck, it says mental loops are depressive thoughts. I think that kind of like really speaks volumes. All right, so I'm going to shuffle up the cards. Ooh. Ooh. Those people you FaceTime, they don't want to talk to you. Those people that you FaceTime, minimize your FaceTime calls. That's all I'm going to say about that. Minimize your FaceTime calls. Seven Stages of Grief. That came out in the last reading on YouTube. If you want to see that reading, it definitely came up there. 7 Stages of Grief. This Right here showed me that that is exactly what's going on, but take your time. Someone's doing some fuck shit. Oops, sorry. Someone's doing some F shit. So it's in reverse. Somebody is ending that. Somebody is stopping that from happening. Somebody is probably just not taking the advice that's being given. Somebody could just not be taking the advice that's being given, and that's probably best. Ooh. Dark clouds, pay attention. The mark you leave on the world is your auric imprint, aka the sign of your ascendant sign is going to lead you on pursuing that mark that you leave on the world. This is how people perceive you. Saving face. Mental loops are saving face. This is your experiences. If you are the type of person who is lacking emotional creativity, you need to start taking your skills and justifying what you are able to do on your own as your qualities. I think this is like reestablishing your emotional self back to health. Like you would have to understand that the loops that you're telling yourself is not worth the conversation. It's not worth elaborating because they're connected to dark clouds. So pay attention to that. The middle of the deck, it says, be the lover girl. Identity, self-perception, you. Go through the portal. Go through the transformation right now. Go through the transformation right now. Go through that transformation right now. Whatever is prompting you to start that transformation, start that new life cycle today. Lack of self-direction, where to next? That portal for yourself. Be bold. Trust your spirit. Your subconscious mind is going to help you create your creative process. Your creative process is going to reveal the way you think, the way you communicate, and the way you solve problems. Do it anyway. Yep. Earth Angel. New chapters, new milestones. Up 4 aura points. Oh, sorry, 40. Because if you needed more, you got more than I said. New beginnings. So I'm going to end this here. The 9th of April, the 10th of April, the 19th of April, and the 28th of April. You need to make some new changes, and each one of these are connected to new cycles beginning. The day after the 9th day of the month is reaching the 10th, and the next day of the 19th is the 20th. Each one of those days, you should take the precautions of starting something new so that you can start this process. I'll see you guys later.